Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Manifest Tarot. I'm so happy you're here. In today's reading, we're going to be looking at having a check-in with your self-concept, your concept of yourself, a check-in with you. This is a reading about you, not necessarily a reading about anything like any desire, any focus. The focus is not on anything else, the focus is on you. So to do this, I've set out 3 decks, and I have a crystal for each deck, but I also just want to show you the bottom card for each deck because it will just also give you a feel of the deck. So this one, the bottom card is the Sun, and this is going to give you a taste of what the deck looks like. And the crystal for this one is, well, we gotta line it up with mathematical precision. The crystal is the black labradorite oval. This kind of reminds me of the way oil looks on water, the way this pattern is. Very beautiful. And then this deck has the Knight of Cups on the bottom. I always loved this card. It's like such an adventure card. This Knight of Cups is setting out on a total adventure. And this is the black obsidian oval crystal. And then this deck has the Magician on the back. Busily making magic in his laboratory, his magical laboratory. And with that, I have this amethyst oval. trying to pick up some of the variations for you of the coloring. All right, so these are your 3 piles, and I will of course leave the timestamps below, and I'll see you in your reading. Hi, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. You chose this deck with this Sun card on the bottom. And actually, I think I'm going to leave this Sun card out. And then you also chose this black labradorite crystal. And I'm going to leave this here, right there. This is your special crystal. So I'm going to leave this deck aside right up. I'll leave it over here. And I have a couple oracle decks. This one's the first one. I'm going to pull a card or 2. It looks like 2 cards. And this deck, it's an oracle deck. There. 1 card from this one. And actually, I think I'm going to pull all the cards together. So we have, this is your main deck. Let's jiggle it up, wake it up. It's already all excited to be doing this reading. Actually, I think all 3 of these cards want to come out, and then more. This one. And I'm also going to pull from this deck. And this is the way it looks. I don't know why I'm showing you. Actually, I think this one I've got a lot of bottom of the, deck love here today. Oops. I see two that want to come out. There's this one and this one and this one. So they want to come out this way, and then this way. So I think that's enough for now. Of course, we can always pull some more later if we need to. All right. So this is our first oracle card. It's number 7, Pure Nature. Just think about how soft these rose petals are going to be against your skin, and cool if it's a warm summer evening, how cool it's going to feel. And then we have number 1, Day and Night. It's interesting because it doesn't say night and day the way we usually say it. It says day and night. And it's always like she's squeezing the sun like an orange. She's got her Princess Leia hair. I know it's not the way Princess Leia actually had her hair, but it's Princess Leia-esque. Can you see these? If I kind of... No, you can't. All right, and then what is this one? How beautiful. The Butterfly and Snowdrop with Hope. And this is card 46. I was just hiking this morning and saw many beautiful butterflies. All right, so these are our tarot cards. We have the 6 of Cups. Look at this swan skeleton. Their ride is made out of a swan skeleton and a cloud. How fun. Six of Cups. Man, we are already running out of room. All right. Number 2 is, or card number 2 is the Creatrix, which is the Magician. Very interesting with the form made out of bubbles. You know when you get in the bathtub and the little baby hairs on your skin, they trap the air, and so you have tiny, tiny little bubbles on your skin when you get into the bathtub. That's what that reminds me of, obviously. All right, so we have the Queen of Cups. The Devil card. So this is supposed to be the same couple in the Lovers card and the Devil card. So they're linked. So it makes sense that they came up like this. The 8 of Pentacles. The Temperance card. You're getting a lot of major arcana. All right, and then we have 3 more. The 10 of Wands. Everybody else has given up and thrown their wands down, and this person's like, whew, all right, everything's over, we're done. This is what he's thinking right now. He's thinking, I have succeeded in my goal, but I'm so tired, I'm not gonna be able to enjoy it until tomorrow after I've had some sleep. That's what he's thinking right now. So you've already gotten your goal, whether you know it or not. Whether you know it or not, your goal has already been reached. It's just coming into fruition. But you're like, I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I have to go home and sleep, take a nap, or go to bed all night. You know, one of those nights where you sleep 14 hours. Oh, the Devil card again. 2 Devil cards and the Lover's card. This is important for you. Oh, and they came up just like that. So amazing when that happens. So curious. The Star card. Pile number 1, what is going on with you? You have so many major arcana. Another major reading. All right. I think I'm going to pause this for a second so that I can kind of make this a little bit more organized. But I'm going to keep these in this configuration. I'm just going to kind of move the other cards around. So I'll see you back in a second. All right, pile number 1. Look at your reading. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 major arcana. You have 1 court card, and you only have 1, 2, 3 minor arcana, or, you know, numbered cards, suit cards, whatever you would like to call them. So if a reading has a lot of major arcana, usually it has some special significance, like something major is happening. So this is a more major reading. You know, it's a significant reading. It's dealing with something significant in your life, some change, some fundamental difference. And so what do we have? I mean, usually I would see these 2 Devil cards. I mean, I would start with these 2 Devil cards because of their doubling, they seem very significant, obviously. But I'm not quite sure. Just looking at this, I'm not quite sure what I should be seeing here, because, again, as I said, the Lover's card is the same figures. You can see, because this is the same suit. So I'm going to show you here. It's the same suit. I'm sorry, since it's the same deck, you can clearly see that they're the same 2 people, this couple. They're just in different situations. They just have different stimuli, so they're doing different things, right? Oh, now that I've said that, I'm getting an inkling of what these 2 mean. But one of my points was, you would think then that the Lover's card would have come out here closer to the Devil cards, but it didn't. It came all the way on the other side. And the Star card came closer to them. So it's very interesting. And 2 out of the 3 minor arcana cards came just right here above and below. So you have the 6 of Cups and the 8 of Pentacles. There's something about this day and night and the Devil cards. So there's a lot of duality in this reading. These are very interesting. They came out together. And you have the 6 of Cups, which is like memories, you know, looking backward, looking back, reminiscing, you know, reminiscing about happy memories. It's happy, right? It's happy. There's nothing wrong with looking back at happy things. Maybe this is you looking back at your happy childhood. Or, you know, even if it wasn't all happy, at least some happy moments in your childhood. But we don't live in the past. Our life is not in the past is the past. So then it's right next to this Eight of Pentacles, which is learning, progressing, getting things done for, you know, the future, which is the, you know, the present moment is filled with work and progression. And she is recreating herself. You can see that, right? She's recreating herself. You see her face? I want to make sure that you see her face, right? Very clearly. I want to get it as close as I can so that we'll still focus on it. You see her face? And then you see the face that she is stitching. It's her face. It's the same face. So she's recreating herself. And you can see the fish in here and back here. They're not fish. They look like fish. So they're actually the skeletons of fish. They're these memories. So they're like a memory of a fish. They're not an actual fish. Like this skeleton is the memory of a swan. It's not an actual swan. It's only the memory of one. It's only the figment of one. So past is only the figment. So she's actually, so you're in here, you're looking at the past, but the past is dead. As in, you can't go back into the past and relive those things. And so she's actually, she as in you're ignoring the past here. The fish are flying by, you know, well, they're flying in the water, right? The fish are swimming by, trying to get your attention, but you are ignoring those fish memories, and you are stitching this new version of yourself. And the Eight of Pentacles is work, you know, dedicating yourself to this work that you're doing, moving forward. So it's a very interesting duality here. So what would you rather be doing? That's the question pile number one. Would you rather be sitting there looking into the past, looking at things that have already passed? Or would you rather be looking at the, not looking, but like ignoring those past memories, and instead working on what you want to be working on, focusing on what you want to be focusing on? So then we come to this. This is really an interesting little dual thing. This has a lot to do, I mean, actually, both of these pairings have a lot to do with this hope card. There's a lot of hope in your reading, because what are you doing when you're ignoring the past, whether these memories are good or bad? You know, it's all depending on your judgment of them, right? So whether your memories are good or bad, they're still just memories. They're not really happening to you right now. And they only live on in your head. So the hope is moving away from looking at the past and toward looking at the future by being in the present. So that's very hopeful. And also the hope card has a lot to do with both of these too. Making sure you can see everything. You get a lot of beautiful cards. Here we go. So you have the Creatrix, which again, that's the Magician card, and the Temperance card. So the Magician is sheer, pure creation. And that's a lot to do with the Sun card. I mean, the Sun card is sheer creative power. The sun is the engine of our solar system. It's like just this giant nuclear reactor that's just sitting there, both keeping us in orbit around it, all of the planets, all of the asteroids, all of the everything, all of the moons, us as the sun and the moon, of course, we are as the earth and, I'm sorry, the sun, both the earth and the moon, of course, the moon is orbiting the earth, but both the earth and the moon as well, together are orbiting the sun. Everything in the solar system is orbiting the sun, no matter how far afield. There's the asteroid belt, there's the, what do you call it, beltway, the Oort cloud. I mean, there's so many things revolving around the sun, not just the planets. And all of our satellites that we've launched into space, if they're not orbiting something that's orbiting the sun, then they're actually orbiting the sun. So the sun really is the center of all of everything in the solar system. And it's also the creative power, because nothing would be illuminated and hardly anything would be going on without the sun. I mean, some things would still be going on with some of the planets and like some of the things, but then they'd slowly die away and just, there would be nothing there, hardly anything there without the sun. The sun is the engine. And so the Magician card, this Creatrix card, this is the engine of you. You can think of this card as the aspect of you that is unbridled power, just like the sun. You are in full creator mode. You are unstoppable. You're a giant nuclear reactor. You are everything in your solar system is revolving around you. That's what you can think of this aspect of yourself as. This is your I am. This is your true self that is independent of your body. The Temperance card is reflecting kind of this pure nature. Remember when I said, when it came up, I said, just think about how beautiful these rose petals will feel against your skin on a warm summer evening. They're going to feel cool and silky and alive. So it's got aspects of that. It's got aspects of the Lover card. There's just the, human emotions. It's got aspects of the Devil card, which is also human emotions. And these human emotions don't have to be devilish in the way that is, evil. The Devil card does not necessarily mean devilish things, the way we would think of as devilish things. It could also be playfulness. It can also be sensual pleasures. Sensual meaning anything like that, like the touch, the feel of rose petals against your skin. That's a sensual pleasure because it's one of your senses. That's the sense of touch. So the Temperance card is of the body in that way, plus it's also of the body as in the body and the mind are tempering the raw creative power that is the you, that is your I am. Okay, so you have these two cards right together. So it's just an acknowledgement for you, pile number one, that you, as the raw creative power, are also tempering it through your human body. your humanness. And this Temperance card is so interesting. You can see the head. She has no head. He has all of these puzzle pieces missing. He's basically all missing. All of his puzzle pieces are missing. She has one puzzle piece missing. She's almost all created, but she is created without her head. And he has like the beginnings of a head. He has like some branches. She has no head. What do we do here? This is you, but is this you and this you? I don't know. Or maybe this is you and this is who you, like an SP, somebody you are trying to recreate. I'm not sure in this. I think this might be you and you. What is going on with you, pile number 1, that you would get this card in this situation? I'm going to put this back here for now. I'll leave this out. We have this Queen of Cups and this 10 of Wands. Very interesting, because as I said, this 10 of Wands, this is the after tarot. This is the tarot that it was drawn as the moment after the scene in the Rider-Waite-Smith famous, iconic tarot deck. And in this one, this particular card, the fight is done. The major battle, not just a battle, it's been a war. It's something that you, pile number 1, have been working on for however long you've been working on it. It's like it's your huge battle. And it is over. Everyone else has given up. Everyone else has gone home. You are the sole victor. And you're tired. It seems like you haven't even, it's either you haven't, well, this is the thing. There's a couple things that could have happened. You could be too tired. You could know that you won, but be too tired to be able to celebrate. You could know that you won, but kind of be, kind of somber, not yet excited. Or you could, which I really think is more likely, is you could not realize yet that you have won. You could have won this battle, but not quite realize yet that you have already won the war, that your long journey, your work is over. So that's extremely interesting. It came up with this Queen of Cups, which is the next step after this 10 of Wands. The 10 of Wands, you've won the war. The Queen of Cups, you enjoy your spoils. To the victor go the spoils. And you as the victor go the spoils. And what's interesting is now you have found your head. That's what the significance is here. You've lost, this Temperance card, this is tempering this creatrix, this power center of you. You didn't have a head. Now that you've won whatever this was that you've been trying to create, you've actually won. And now, pile number 1, you have found your head, and the head has a crown, and you're very happy. And the Queen of Cups is a very abundant card. It's a card of just this abundant being right where you want to be, right when you want to be there, with who you want there with you, how you want to be. It's like everything's exactly the way you want it. So now, the big thing here, these 2 devil cards. What is going on with these 2 devil cards? And I think I know. And then this, I just have to say, as an aside, this day and night, there's a lot of day and night. There's a lot of opposing forces here, especially with this Temperance and Creatrix. And then again with the Six of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles. So both of these Devil cards are telling me that you have been, pile number one, being different in different you've been being a different you, pile number one, in different situations. And what you've been doing here and what you've been doing here, there's two options. You might have been doing it purposefully for reasons of your own, or you might have been doing it unconsciously, subconsciously. And it's kind of been, pile number one, to tell you the truth, you've been wavering in your self-concept. That's what this is telling me. You've been you've been wavering in your self-concept. You've been saying, maybe when you've been alone, you've been saying, well, I, pile number one, am now the person who X, the person who is abundant, the person who is loved, the person who is respected, the person who is, you know, has many friends, whatever you are working on. Yet when you're alone, maybe, just as an example, you know, of course, as an example, just maybe when you're alone, you are solid in that self-concept, but when you're out in public when you're with people, you slip and you feel yourself not staying in that new you, in the new you. But you have been working so hard, and you've got that stitch, you know, you've been stitching the new you. So pile number one, it seems like this is like maybe you're in the last gasp of that, or it seems like it might be falling away. You are in this giant recreation, like major life change here. This Star card is really connected with this Sun card, because as the engine of your solar system, your universe, you have now successfully recreated yourself. This water is the water of your creation. You've created yourself, recreated yourself, and you have recreated your solar system that you have sole control over, your reality. So pile number one, the point is, I think that the point of this entire reading is, the reading is really telling you, this might be the focus card, and you can see, if you're looking at it, that this card is the brightest. It's the one that's kind of, there's all these darker cards, and this is kind of the focus, that you are already in the situation that you've wanted. You just might be too tired to see it. You just might not have realized it. So what does that mean in practical terms? That just means that you are in the unfolding, and that staying true to your self-concept is all, and your choices is all you need to do. You've decided you've created the new you. You just have to stay there, even if you're too tired, even if you think, oh, like might be just thinking, oh my gosh, I just won this battle. How many more battles do I have to fight? What he doesn't realize is that was the final one that is going to come to his 3D. From now on, he's done. He's done fighting. He's got everything he wants. You're at that point, and so all you have to do is realize it. So this is your reading, pile number 1, and it's been such a special and meaningful and beautiful reading. Thank you so much for joining me and for your likes, your shares, your comments, and for subscribing to the channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe so you don't miss any future readings. Thank you so much for joining me, and I know I'll see you very soon. Bye for now. Hey, pile number 2, welcome to your reading. You chose this deck. And with this Knight of Cups on the bottom, which actually I'm going to take out. It's going to be our special card. And you chose this obsidian crystal, which we're going to put right here. And we're going to put this aside for a moment as we choose some oracle cards. So we've got this first, this deck. Choose a couple. Whoa, oh, looks like we're going to get 3. Uh-oh, 4, oh my gosh. And then we're going to do 1 from here. And then you have some cards coming from your tarot deck. All right. Here's that one and this one. Wow, you got a lot of cards. And we're going to take a few more from this deck. There's that. You've got a lot of cards, pile number 2. Here's that. All right, let's see what we have. 29, the perfect key. Well, that's great. There's going to be a perfect key. And we have card 51, to the moon and back. Moon dance, number 4. Lots of moon. Number 25, protective nest. I think all 4 of your cards have birds on them. And we'll put this here. All right, and then this is our other oracle card. Oop, the Frog and Lotus, Metamorphosis, of course. So this is card 6. Don't we have another? No, we don't. We have 4. So, wow, look at all these cards. Very interesting. So first of all, you have the Empress card. And then you have the 7 of Swords. See this face here with another sword? So it's, he has 3. There's 3 more back here, and then this person in the mist here has the final sword. So I really think this is another aspect of you. You're going to surprise yourself. The Four of Cups. The Ennui Unicorn. The Page of Wands. Look at this little postmaster cat. You know what? He's kind of striped like a melon. Isn't he? He kind of looks like a cantaloupe with that coloring and the stripes. Very funny. All right. Three of Pentacles. You and your friends are getting some stuff done. And the final card for this deck is the Strength card. This beautiful dragon. Talk about creative power. What I find so interesting about this card is that it looks like this dragon is creating these flowers. If you're just looking at it from maybe from here, it might look like the dragon is going to burn the flowers. If you look closer, it looks like it's creating flowers out of its breath. So it's very interesting. All right, we have three cards from this deck. The Ten of Swords. The High Priestess. Wow, you're starting out with the Empress and ending with the High Priestess. And then this last card, I'm so curious. The Empress. Whoa, no way, pile number 2. I said you're ending up with the High Priestess, but no. The first card you got on this pull was the Empress, and the final card you get on this pull is the Empress. How interesting. Can I get... Oh, I can get them all in. Pile number 2. We talk about the perfect key. It's like this meaning. There's like some serendipity here. Pile number 2, I really can't get away from focusing on the Empress first. You're starting and ending with it. It's not just doubled, but it's giving us special significance by coming first and last. Remember, this Knight of Cups came out just from the bottom of the deck before we even shuffled it. So the pull came out, the Empress and the Empress. Beginning and ending. So this is really showing us that this perfect key is you. It's showing us that this protective nest is for you. That you are creating your own protective nest by creating your own reality, by creating your own reality, because your old reality is dead. It's not just dead. Your old reality is not just dead, but the caretakers have come and are starting to clean up the old reality. They're starting to take out all the detritus from the old reality. It's done. It's done. The curtains are drawing down on your old reality. There's some major change for you, pile number 2. There's a metamorphosis. And it's not just a metamorphosis of you within a certain reality. It's that you have changed realities. You have changed your reality in a fundamental way, that like the old reality is gone. And then again, this creative power that I was just talking about with this Strength card, it's creating the flowers instead of burning them. It's not creating carbon from the flowers. It's creating the flowers themselves. And then those flowers are coming to bring joy to this dragon and everyone else. So we also have this Page of Wands. Well, we have the Page of Wands and we have this Knight of Cups. So they're anchoring this line here. Look at what we have. We have this Knight of Cups is just sheer adventure and also this creative adventure. It's not there. This person, this little figure here, is not going out on this adventure as some sort of, there's no conquering, wish to conquer. There's no wish to run away from something, to outdo anybody. No, this is just sheer joy and adventure. And you see these little 6 little hearts here on the bottom? How cute, huh? So, pile number 2, if you haven't reached this beautiful feeling for yourself quite yet, it's right there for you. This feeling of, I, pile number 2, am completely joyful. I have found my joy. And then we have this Page of Wands. And the Page of Wands is, I feel like this is just great news coming for you. That this is a sign that things are moving, because your old world, the old world is gone. Your old reality is gone. And this To the Moon and Back, pile number 2, this feels like you have gone to the moon and back. And it's already done. You've already been to the moon and now you're back. You've done the moon dance, so to speak. You've done it, and now you are in this stage of, that's the thing. This is the thing about how these came out. I'm jumping all over the place because I'm so excited about your reading. You could stay in this old reality that the curtains are down on, that people are already coming in to clean up all the detritus that you've left behind, that you don't care about anymore. But such is your power, pile number 1, pile number 2, that you could choose to stay within this reality. You have created, with your High Priestess and Empress powers here, you have already created your new reality. But you could choose to stay here. And what would happen to you if you did stay here? You would become like the sad little unicorn who can't be pleased by anything. And usually it can't be pleased by anything in the real world, but this is actually, this meaning in this reading for you, pile number 2, is that you would be completely miserable in this old reality that you don't want anymore. The power to take your attention away from this lies with you. You are so powerful that if you concentrate on this old reality, that's all that you will see. But look at what you're given the choice to concentrate on. This beautiful double Empress, beautiful burgeoning life area, whatever, new world, new existence that you've created. The Strength card, this beautiful creation card, this Three of Pentacles, that you and your friends or coworkers or whatever, colleagues, you're creating this beautiful thing and cooperating and being so happy. Look at how happy this little bat is. It's living its best life. It's creating its little sparkly star thing. I don't know what that is, but they're living their best lives, and they're in such harmony as they are creating this. You got so much creative power in this reading. I just noticed that there's these stripes, there's the bat stripes, you know, there's the stripes this way, the stripes this way, and the polka dots. So all three of the bats have different little patterns on their coats or whatever, and fur. I don't even know what a bat is. Does a bat have fur? Is that what you would call it? Anyway, there's so much creative power. Like, this is such a creative power journey. This Page of Wands, even, that I don't think it's you. I think it's, you know, messages of love and, you know, appreciation and whatever coming to you from your new reality. This is your new reality, and it's welcoming you so much. This is outside of you, but even there, look how creative and beautiful it is. And the only thing that's drawing in like a black hole is this Ten of Swords, as I said, the dead reality. We don't want to concentrate on that. The only thing that is not quite in your face, you know, plain as day to see the meaning of, is the Seven of Swords. So what do we have here? We have this figure, which is you, and you have, through strategy, through your cunning, you have stolen these 6 swords from your enemies. You've taken them away from your enemies. Your enemies are powerless now. They have no swords left, and you have won. But what's coming out of this cloud here? This is another aspect of you with this 7th sword. And you, as you're in your aspect of having the 6 swords, doesn't realize it yet. You don't realize yet that there's this alternate you with the 7th sword. And what I think that this is showing us is that you still have the power with the 7th sword to choose to cut off this victorious you from this gorgeous new world, and you have the power to return to the old world where you don't want it, no one wants it, doesn't exist anymore except in with your massive creative power here. And you, though you still have the power and the choice to step into the disappointment, into the despair, into the old world. Your reading, pile number 2, is to remember your power, and if you are aware of the conscious creator, you know, the manifestation lingo, you are urged to focus on what you want, focus on what you're wanting to make more of, because your focus creates. And you, pile number 2, can't have the High Priestess, the Empress, and all of this other creative, like this metamorphosis, perfect key, you know, to the moon, all of this stuff, unless you were in the zone of, you know, creating your perfect reality. And the only person who can stop you, you're so powerful, pile number 2, the only person that can stop you is you. So the only task you have is to concentrate on what you do want, not what you don't want. What you do want, not what you don't want. What you do want, not what you don't want. What you do want, 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 and ignore anything else. And once you do, then all this other stuff becomes true, and this becomes a faded memory. So pile number 2, that's your beautiful reading. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for all of your likes and your comments and your shares. And if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any future readings. And I know I'm going to see you very soon. Bye for now. Pile number 3, welcome to your reading. You chose this deck. And you chose this deck with the Magician card on the bottom. And we're going to actually take this and put it here as your special tarot card. And you chose this amethyst oval. And we're going to put that here. All right. And we're going to put this aside right now and pull some other cards. So we've got 2 Oracle decks, and this is the first one. I'm going to pull a couple cards from that one. All right, so there's this one. Yeah. And this one. And then I'm going to take an Oracle card from this one. Actually, this one. Oop, I guess I'm taking 2. So here's your Oracle cards. And I'm going to take some tarot cards. Oops, little thing there, a little piece of lint. You can't have lint on your table for your reading. This one. Oh, there's 2 here. I think I'm going to pull at least one more. There's that. Oh, right, you get a lot of cards. I'm going to take a couple from this deck. There's that. So these are all our cards. You got a lot of cards. What do we have? Sleeping Beauty's Dream. I love this card. Number 3. She's dreaming so hard. She's created this house out of her mind. Number 8, Red Garden. There's that, and then we have 2 of these Oracle cards. Oh, this is the Frog and Lotus with Metamorphosis. This is card 8. This came out in, what was it, pile number 1? Oh. Or, well, number 1 or 2, I'm sorry, I don't remember. And then the Chipmunk and Laurel with Success. That's nice. This is card number 7, actually. There's that. All right. The 8 of Cups. Look at this. They have a little, this whale has a huge audience. It's hamming it up. Actually, I think I'm going to have to, I'm already thinking that I might have to take a moment to redo these. Oh, we've got the Nine of Cups, a wish fulfillment card. Look at this octopus. What is it doing? It looks like it's ready to do some conducting. It's on its, or maybe it's reading, I don't know. It's got a nice, beautifully carpeted room. The Death card, the happiest Death card. We have the Six of Coins, which is the Six of Pentacles, a little hiking reindeer, which looks like the reindeer just went to REI and got all kitted out for its hike. I didn't know REI sold reindeer clothes. Maybe it's headed to the 200th annual reindeer games. The Knight of Wands. Look at this knight. Look at that. I love its little hairdo. Wow, you got a lot of cards here. The Seven of Wands. The camel is jumping from the barren desert through the ring of flame into the oasis. Very metamorphosis-like of this camel. And then we have the Ace of Swords. Look at this. I wonder if they think this is a nest. Or maybe they built it as a nest. They're recreating the sword. All right, we have three more. We have the Ace of Cups. Wow, the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Swords coming out right together. The Seven of Swords. This card from a different deck came up in pile number 2. I'm so curious about the last card. The Moon card. Wow. Well, pile number 3, I think that these 3 cards here are very important for you. You've got the Magician card, you've got the Metamorphosis card, and you've got the Success card. This reading is, to tell you the truth, there's a lot going on in this right here. But the meaning right here is very clear. And I feel like this card is what you have been doing. You've been dreaming about your perfect life. And what is happened is that you have been treating it like a dream and not like your reality. You've been treating it like a dream, like someone, not you, someone who is not pile number 3, aka someone who is not you, would get to live in this beautiful walled, home with these beautiful things in it that you've always wanted. But you wouldn't be able to live there. Someone else might be able to live there. Someone else might be good enough to live there. Someone else might be wealthy enough to live there. Someone else might be lovable enough to live there. But you, pile number 3, are not any of those things, so you can't live there. But you can dream about it, but it's for other people. And that is the antithesis of what conscious manifesting is. Conscious manifesting is like, no, I, pile number 3, am the person who can be in there. I am the person who can be loved, can be admired, can be wealthy, can be successful, can have a lot of friends, can have whatever. I, pile number 3, am that. Am that person right now. So there's a difference between thinking of something as a dream and stepping into it, knowing it's your new reality. And that's the crucial difference. So what do we have? We have the Magician, which is your creative power. We have Metamorphosis, which is you changing your state into the one that is has these things that you were dreaming about, but now you're accepting, and Success. So we have a lot going on in here. First of all, we have this 8 of Cups. And the 8 of Cups is usually a lot more somber than this. Look at this. You know what these penguins have done? You know how they catch a ride on these icebergs that are, you know, being pushed around by the current, whatever. So these penguins, they're like, we don't want to live on this old iceberg over there. We're sick of that old iceberg. And so they all hopped on this iceberg, and they're going for this cruise this way. And look, if they had stayed on the old iceberg, they never would have seen and met this whale. They never would have gotten where they're going. They left it behind. They left the old place behind. They're not looking back. They're saying, we don't want that anymore. We don't want that old. We're not those penguins anymore. We are not those penguins anymore. We are not the penguin who dreams about the house of their dreams without knowing that we're the penguin that can be in that house. Not that a penguin would probably want to live in that house, but she does. All right, so then we have the 9 of Cups, which is wish fulfillment. Abundance, fulfillment, wonderment, just obviously comfort and joy. And it's significant that it's right next to the Death card. Because what does the Death card have to do? Not the Death card. The Death card signifies ending of something and the beginning of another. And the beginning of another is what is illustrated in this moment. Because if all of this had not been cleared, if it were all covered in trees and grass and all this other stuff, then this tulip would never have been able to grow. It would have just been crowded out by all the other abundance that had already been there. But since all of that abundance just died away, now this tulip has a chance to bloom. And that's what you have done. This is like, this Death card is really telling us, pile number 3, what an enormous amount of work you've done on yourself, that you have totally recreated yourself. And now you've run up, you're the skeleton clattering up to this new beautiful tulip that you never would have seen. You never would have seen yourself as the tulip if you had not killed off all of the grass and trees of the old you that was obscuring the new you. You were comfortable with the old trees. You were comfortable with the old grass, even though it wasn't what you wanted. You were comfortable with it. You knew what you were getting, and you kept it around for too long. But now that's over with. Good job, pile number 3. All right, so something that's really interesting to me is this 7 of Swords and this Moon card. Because these 2 illustrations are really showing kind of the more negative connotations, kind of, I don't know. But anyway, this Seven of Swords has trickery, because this, you know, this person who's carrying the swords by the blades, which is a no-no. I always have to make my public service announcement. Don't do that. If you ever have to carry an armload of swords, carry them by the handle or bring a bag or something. Don't do what this person's doing. Anyway, and so really, you know, happy with themselves. They stole these swords from the enemy camp, but in the next step, they're going to set this trap. They're stepping right into the trap. But the Seven of Swords also has the meaning of like strategy. And it's fine to strategize. It's also fine to do this, but the real work is within. The real work is seeing yourself differently, seeing the world differently. Seeing the world is not, maybe seeing the world is not combative. Maybe the real work for him is seeing the world as not combative and wanting to take things from him in the first place. But let's see. But I think the lesson here is don't listen to your fears, because the Moon card has a very strong don't listen to your fears undercurrent, so to speak, in it. Don't listen to your fears. Don't pay attention to what you don't want. I think that's the main message for you, pile number 3, from these two cards. They came out together. They came out kind of away from the main reading, on their own, and they're very strongly related. And the main point for both of these is do not listen to your fears. Don't give in to them. You can think them. I mean, if a fear comes up, you don't have to feel bad about it. You don't have to try to ignore it. You don't have to, you know, get angry with yourself. You just don't accept it. Because you are no longer the person who gets afraid. You're no longer the person who denies herself from the identity. You're no longer the person that denies herself or himself the identity of the person that no longer has to be afraid. I, pile number 3, am no longer the person who has to be afraid. I, pile number 3, am no longer the person who has to feel inferior, or whatever it is. You fill in with whatever you are working on. Remember, this is your power triangle here. You're the magician. You're the creator. Your metamorphosis is complete, because you've gone from tadpole to frog, and you have success. Those are your power cards here. This Seven of Wands is so interesting. I mean, it's really saying exactly what all these other cards are saying in a different way. You're just closing your eyes. So you're closing your eyes. There's 2 cards. She's closing her eyes and dreaming about her dream world, but she's static. She's not doing anything. She's not taking a leap of faith. The camel, on the other hand, is dreaming about its perfect world, this oasis. It's got its eyes closed. It's dreaming, but it's actually jumping through this flaming loop. But the flaming loop is its own doubts and fears. It's actually jumping through into its new reality, through the doubts, through the fears, through the negative thoughts, through anything. It's persisting in its vision of its perfect world, and it gets there. Whereas she will never get there, because she's only dreaming about it and not thinking it's real for her. It's like your central message here, pile number 3. This Knight of Wands, the Knight of Wands, the Ace of Swords, and the Ace of Cups are your, oh, and the Six of Coins. Oh my gosh, you got so the Six of Coins and the Nine of Cups are kind of together. The Knight of Wands is the fastest knight in the deck. The Knight of Wands is the forward movement, is the leap of faith, kind of like what this Seven of Wands is. Like the Seven of Wands and the Knight of Wands. I guess I can leave them all together because they really are all connected. The Knight of Wands and the Seven of Wands, it's like the leap of faith, but the leap of faith does not have to be some slow, super slow-mo leap. It's like quick. You can do this quickly. You don't have to suffer. You don't have to say like, oh, it's going to take a long time. If you say it's going to take a long time, it's going to take a long time. The Knight of Wands is quick forward movement, and it's no chance that it came between success and the Seven of Wands. You are new beginning. Ace of Swords, new beginning. Look at these birds. They are recreating the sword into a nest. They are recreating this. They love this. They love this sword, but not as a sword. They love this sword as a nest. This Ace of Cups is just overflowing. Everything is flowing new out of this cup, and it's filling. You're just so. You're being offered everything new. Pile number 3. The only person that could stop you is you, and the only thing you can do to stop yourself is to not take this camel as your, how can I say, take the camel as your, there's a word I'm looking for, as your, I don't know, I guess as your template, as your, there's a word I'm looking for. I'm sorry, I can't remember it. But you're taking this camel as your inspiration, but that's not even the word that I'm looking for. But it'll have to do as your template, and you are going to do exactly what this camel is doing. It's got its eyes closed. It's got a smile on its face. It's envisioning its beautiful oasis, and it's going for it in its mind. It's not running around the 3D. It's not running around in the desert, exhausting itself. It's using the power of its mind to say, like, I am in the oasis. And it's knowing that it is the camel that deserves to be in the oasis. It's the camel that is in the oasis, and it's also the camel that is the type of camel that is in the oasis. Do you understand what I mean? It's not just in the oasis. It's like I, camel, am accepting that I, camel, am the camel that is in the oasis. It's kind of like Schrodinger's camel, because with its eyes closed, it can be both in the desert and in the oasis at the same time. Pretty deep pile number 3. Pretty deep pile number 3. We've got 2 beautiful cards to end this reading with. The Nine of Cups and the Six of Coins. Happiness and abundance. Happiness and being right where you want to be, being fulfilled, having everything your way, having, it looks like, what is it doing? I swear, this octopus looks like, to me, on first glance, it looks like it's got like its little paper, you know, it's got its little music sheets, and the curtain's gonna open up, and it's gonna start conducting its symphony of its dreams. You can fill in whatever you want, but this octopus is in the place of its dreams, doing its dream thing, and that's you. And the Six of Coins, aka Pentacles, this reindeer is so abundant that it's going to go spread joy and abundance wherever it goes. Its little bag is full of gold doubloons or something. The Six of Coins is so much abundance that it's sharing your abundance with others because you're so abundant. No fear or lack. It's just abundance and joy. Two beautiful cards to end this reading on. Pile number 3. Remember this camel. This is your focus card for the whole reading. Remember this camel. Take this camel as your inspiration. Your model. I think I'm saying model. I'm not sure, but take it as your model, your inspiration. That's still not the right word. I'm going to think of the word after I finish this recording. I'll be like, oh, that's the word I meant. But anyway, you take this camel as your inspiration, pile number 3, and you imagine both the place you want to be, the situation you want to be in, and imagine yourself as the camel that can be and that is deserving of and that is in the oasis. All right, on that note, pile number 3, this is your reading. Thank you so much for being here with me. I love all of your likes, your shares, your comments, and if you haven't subscribed yet, I'd love it if you would subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any future readings. And I know I'm going to see you very soon. Bye for now.